Hey everybody, I'm back again. Okay, let's get into it. I'm gonna try not to make this long, however, it might be a little bit. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay. We're gonna start with Bereshit. Beginnings is what it means. Some people know it as Genesis. In the beginning, the Most High created the Shamayim, heaven, and the earth, Eretz. And the earth came to be formless and empty, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Ruach of Yahweh was moving on the face of the waters. And he said, "Let light come to be," and light came to be. I believe it's to be Mashiach. And he saw the light, that it was good. And he separated the light from the darkness. Darkness. Separated the light from the darkness. And he called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning. Came to be evening. Came to be morning. The first day. Let an expanse come. Let it come to be in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters. The waters above from the waters below. And he made the expanse and separated the waters which were under the expanse from the waters which were above the expanse. It came to be so. And he called the expanse Shammai, heavens. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning. Day 2. You all know the stories. You all know this very well. And he said, "Let the waters under the Shamayim be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." It came to be so. Mishli, chapter 30, verse 4. Who bound the waters in a garment? And he called the dry land earth, Eretz, and the collection of the waters he called seas. And he saw that it was good. And he said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the plant that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." Eretz. It came to be so. And the earth brought forth grass, the plant that yields seed according to its kind, and the fruit tree that yields fruit, whose seed is in itself according to its kind. And he saw that it was good. And there came to evening. It came to be morning. Day 3. Evening to morning. Evening to morning. Evening to morning. Day 3. He said, "Let the lights come to be in the expanse of the Shamayim to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and appointed times, and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the expanse of the Shamayim to give light on the earth." And it came to be so. And he made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And it says stars, but in Hanak, Enoch, it says watchers, luminaries. And he placed them in the expanse of the Shamayim to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day, rule over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And he saw that it was good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning. Day 4. The sun and the moon were not created until day 4. And he said, let the waters let the waters teem with shoals of living creatures. Let birds fly above the earth on the face of the expanse of the Shamayim. And he created great sea creatures and every living creature that moves, with which the waters teemed, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And he saw that it was good. And Yahuwah barak them, blessed them, saying, bear fruit and increase till the waters in the seas, fill the waters in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning, the 5th day. The animals were created in the 5th day. And Yahweh said, let the earth bring forth the living creature according to its kind, livestock, creeping creatures, beasts of the earth, according to its kind. It came to be so. And he made the beasts of the earth according to its kind, livestock according to its kind, and all that creep on the earth according to its kind. And he saw that it was good. And he said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. The light, the word. And let them rule over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the Shamayim, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over all the creeping creatures that creep on the earth. And he created the man in his image, in the image of him, himself. He created him. Male and female had created them. And he barak them, and he said to them, bear fruit and increase, and fill the earth and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the Shamayim, and over all creatures moving on the earth. And he said, see, I have given you every plant that yields seed, which is on the face of the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed to you. It is for food. And every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the Shamayim, and to every creeping creature on the earth, in which there is breath of life, every green plant is for food. And it came to be so. And he saw all that he had made. See, it was very good. And there came to be evening, and there came to be morning. Day 6. And to make this video not so super long, I'm going to jump to the 3rd chapter. And the serpent was more crafty. And let's get this word serpent under control here. The snake wasn't a snake until it was a snake. This was a dragon. A winged, legged, footed dragon. He was more crafty than any beast of the field which Yahweh had made. And he said to the woman, and he waited until she and Adam were separated. She was in the west part of the garden, and he was in the east. How I know this, I read it in scripture, in the books of Adam and Eve, just the first one. Is it true that the Most High has said, do not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said to the serpent, we are to eat of every fruit of the tree of the garden, but the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden. He has said, do not eat of it, nor touch it, lest you die. The serpent said to the woman, oh, you shall certainly not die. For he knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be like him, knowing good and evil. And the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree desirable to make one wise. She took of its fruit and ate. She also gave to Eva, which I would like to clarify. The only reason he ate was he didn't want her to go through a great sin all by herself. He loved her. Read it in scripture. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew they were naked. They sewed fig leaves together and made loin coverings for themselves. And when they heard the sound of Yahweh walking about in the garden, in the cool of the day, Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of him. He called to them. And we all know he knows everything. He knew everything. Who are you? He said, I heard your voice in the garden. I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself. And he said, who made you know that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree which I commanded you that you should not eat? And he said, the woman whom you gave to me, be with me. She gave me of the tree, and I ate. And Yahweh said to the woman, what is this that you have done? The woman said, the serpent deceived me, and I ate. Yahweh said to the serpent, because you have done this, you're cursed more than all the livestock and more than every beast of the field. On your abdomen you are to go and eat dust all the days of your life. And I put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall crush your head, and you shall crush his heel. Excuse me. From that point, all changed. Yahweh saw the end from the beginning. I'm going to skip to chapter 6. It came to be when men began to increase on the face of the earth, and daughters were born to them. But the sons of the Most High, the watchers, the messengers, what people call angels, saw the daughters of men that they were good. And they took wives for themselves of all whom they chose. And they did. They took wives from other men, from men, stole their children, their women, stole their daughters, took them. And Yahweh said, my Ruach shall not strive with mankind forever in his going astray. He is flesh, and his days shall be 120 years. The Nephilim, giants, were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of the Most High came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Those are the mighty men who were bold, the men of name. And we're talking about, I don't like to utter them, but all these, we'll just say, these Greek, Persian, all these religions, we'll just wrap it all up in one great big thing. All these religions. That's who they're worshiping. Most don't know it. The higher up ones do. And Yahweh saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. From then, even so, was what we have, even unto this day. The days of Noah. Noah to y'all, if you don't know his real name. And after, the days before and after the flood, the return of those days after the flood. All is of Yahweh. All is his. Creation is Yahweh's. We are part of creation. For he made us as his will is manifested, was manifested, and will be. The great feet of the thrown out of the Shamaim ones, fallen messengers, angels, whatever, is this thing that became mainstream. Let's go to a dictionary. Mainstream. Let's see here. Let's look for the word common. Here it is. Oh, yeah. This dictionary was a present to my son from my husband's sister when he was in high school. Now, this is Random House, Webster's College Dictionary. Okay. It's a 2000. It was originally published in 1947, and of course, it's been added to. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. How do we have that established? It's a bummer. Uh-oh. Okay. There we go. I'll tell you. Okay. Looked up the word common. Belonging equally to, pertaining or belonging equally to an entire community, nation, or culture. A common language. Joint, united, a common defense. Widespread, general, universal, common knowledge. Of frequent occurrence, usual, familiar, a common mistake. Of mediocre or inferior quality, mean, a rough, common fabric. Coarse, vulgar, common matters, lacking rank, station, distinction, etc. Ordinary, a common soldier. Do you get my drift on the common thing? What else do we have here? Main. Main. Chief in size, extent, or importance. Principal, leading. Syntactically independent. Pertaining to or connected to a mainmast or mainsail. Sheer, utmost, by main strength. Of or pertaining to a broad expanse. Main sea. A principal pipe or duct in a system used to distribute water, gas, etc. Water, gas, main. Physical strength or force, might and main, the chief part of or point. In the main, a good plan. The open ocean, the bounding main. Mainland, you get the point on that, Maine. There's also a river in central Germany flowing west from North Bavaria into the Rhine at Menz, 305 miles. Okay. Now let's look at mainstream. The principal or dominant course, tendency, or trend. A river leaving tributaries. That's interesting. Belonging to or characteristic of a principle of a widely accepted group, innovation, style, etc. To send into the mainstream, to place in regular school classes, to mainstream handicapped children, example. Okay. Stream. A body of water flowing in a channel or water course as a river, rivulet, or brook. Any flow or current of liquid, fluid, or gas. A trail of light, beam, a stream of moonlight. Continuous succession, a stream of words. Prevailing, direction. Drift, the stream of opinion. To flow, pass, or issue in a stream. To emit a fluid copiously, eyes streaming with tears. To extend in rays, sunlight streamed in. To proceed continuously, traffic streaming by. To wave as a flag in the wind. To hang in a flowing manner, streaming hair. To discharge in a stream. To wound, streamed blood. To cause to float outward as a flag, or into operation, to flow. All right, where is it? There it is. I marked it. I knew I did. Let's look at web. Something formed by, or as if by weaving or interweaving. A woven, silky network spun by spiders and the larvae of some insects. Cobweb. A woven fabric, especially a whole piece of cloth in the course of being woven or after it comes from the loom. The flat woven strip without pile, often found at one end or at one or both ends of an oriental rug. Something interlaced or lace-like. A web of branches. An intricate set of pattern of circumstances, facts, etc. A web of evidence, the web of life. Something that snares or entangles, a trap. Webbing. A membrane that connects the digits of animals, as the toes of aquatic birds. A series of barbs on each side of the shaft of feather. A broad section connecting the phalanges of metal beam, rail, or truss. An arm of a crank. One of a pair, holding one end of a crank pin at its outer end. Any surface framed by ribbing. A large roll of paper, as for continuous feeding off a web press. A network of interlinked stations, services, communications, etc., covering a region or country. Computers, World Wide Web, to cover with or as if with a web, envelope, to ensnare or entrap, to make or form a web. Okay. So, what does mainstream mean? Something everybody knows. What is popular? Mainstream is a common knowledge. It is not, it is what is main or what is common knowledge, something all peoples know. Like a car is something everyone knows. They know it's so, they know it's a car because they were told this when they decided to bring it out again. Car's been around for a very long time. Look into it. That's right. Yeah. Again, For scriptures say, there's nothing new under the sun. Oh, goodness, my nose is itching. If everyone knows about it, then that is mainstream. What is popular? That can also be mainstream. Example, names, for instance. Everyone knows the name Jesus, don't they? Yeah, it's mainstream. If it is popular, mainstream, everybody knows it. It is a common thing or word or whatever. And the fact that the world says it, does it, paints it, makes it, or whatever is of the world, such as religions. You know, the world has a religion for everyone, like different genres of music, movies, politics, football teams. You see what I'm getting at here? The world is, was, and has been in motion because of Yahweh. He is not common. He is not mainstream. He is Qodesh, meaning not mainstream. And I have to say, this is not my flesh speaking. I know nothing but what he gives me to understand. Okay? Such as words. They, when spoken, make frequencies. Frequencies make sounds, which makes vibrations. So, does it not make sense that certain words or phrases we have been taught mainstream make us use certain frequencies that from birth, mainstream, that all of us know? And as they are being said, do the frequency or word do what the mainstream wants? This is something that has been on my spirit for quite a while. And has been. Oh, pardon me a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let's talk about the English language for a minute, shall we? English spells or English spells? What is it about English that sparked this video that I'm making? Let's give you an example here. For instance, now I get a lot of the stuff that people say and do and what have you across, Rumble and Bitcoin, BitChute and whatever, different platforms, I've learned to navigate around. However, and this little bit right here kind of blew me away. All right. The word bless, B-L-E-S-S, bless. You take the B away and you separate them. You're saying be less, bless, be less. And when you say bless you, be less you, soldier, soul, dire, weekend, like week, W-E-A-K, from the week days, as in week, W-E-A-K, days, D-A-Z-E, a days, days. It's a state of confusion, right? Look at the word job. Now, funny thing, in every the book you guys know as Job, okay, his name is Eov, which means persecuted. Funny how the English word job is spelled like their English word Job. Did you find that funny? Anywho, a day is a state of confusion, and on that job, your persecution, you earn. Earn. It can also mean a vessel for the ashes of the dead. An urn. Awake. 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 Take the A away and you have a wake, which is, what is this? A gathering that takes place before or after a funeral for the dead. Let's look at the word Hollywood. Take an L out, you got Hollywood. And the holly tree was used to create magic wands that they cast spells with. Like television, broadcasting. If you do with magic wand, you cast a spell. So broadcasting, they cast spells to a broad audience through their Hollywood programs. Look at vowels. How are you taught in school? A, E, I, O, U, right? It's like they're teaching you to be, in slave training. Break it down. I, O, U. Slave. Like the word slaughtering. You can say, as in, like, you slay me. And that means funny. You make me laugh. But doesn't slay also mean to kill? Okay, so what can I say? What has language, words, frequencies to do with mainstream? Everything. Everything the evil of the world has made, from the house you live in, to the job you work, to the knowledge you have known from birth, all we are surrounded by is a Babylon, or as in the English, Babylon. Money, power, control. That is what the evil fallen messengers, the English calls them angels, and the people who follow them and are doing their bidding. These are the people that worship the fallen angels, the ones in power. They are allowed to do what they are doing until Yahweh says he is done. It's going to happen. What is mainstream when it comes to names? Look in religions. What do you got? What names do the world use? The world, I mean the whole world. Everybody knows. What mainstream comment? Everyone knows. Jesus. Jehovah. Jew. They know Jew. They know God. Allah. Okay, you get my point. You get it. Don't you? So what organization on this plane we call Earth, or Eretz is really, it's called Eretz, which is Hebrew, does the most influencing? Which one? Hollywood. Every piece of land on this plane is under the line, signs and wonders, mainstream. And mainstream is what the Most High is not. So, in closing, I'd like to say, think before you speak, as I too will think before I say. As we only know what the world has presented us with, mainstream. But those who follow the way are trying to be not the mainstream. Trying to be Qodesh, not of the world, but a part from it, not a part of it. So, I hope there was some information you could glean off of this. I did a little bit of, not a lot of, but I did a little bit of, looking through and studying some stuff, and things just have been in me to bring this out. So here it is. Shalom.